What's going on, Soul Tribe? I salute the divinity in you, and welcome to my channel, Alchemist 8. Justin here, and bring another little nugget to add to the Soul Tribe archive. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the sun in Leo in the 5th house. I'm like, look at the sun. This is a dope placement for the sun. And so, when we talk about the sun, let's talk about the sun. The sun can, one, I was thinking about just like can bring about leadership, nobility, but the sun is that the light that fuels the body, the thing, the higher light of the mind, the that connection with source. This is something deep when you get about the when you get into your sun placement here. And this is an amazing place. One reason this is an amazing place for the sun is because it's in its home sign of Leo. And Leo is the fixed fire sign ruled by the warm sun, and they are masculine in nature. So there's this active energy that comes with Leo. So Leo has a way of, when Leo is in its whatever that expression is, whatever theme this is, it's like these fifth house themes, for example, when it's really in those themes, then the light is, Leo has a way of sustaining that soul light and really letting that shine through. Leo, you can almost think of as like an oven, and when you're putting good things in the oven, you get good things that come out of it. So this just something to think about with the sun in Leo. And then the fifth house. This is where Venus finds her joy, but this is the house of good fortune. So this is a very favorable house, and this is the house of some themes that it cover are children, pleasurable pursuits, creative arts. This could be the house of like riches. This could be it could be like a romance house too. Sexuality is another thing that kind of comes up in the fifth house. So when you combine all of these themes together, one, got to look far to see who controls this house, because the sun does. And two, you'd have an Aries rising by whole sign. So that's just a little something extra to consider. And that's nice too, because the fifth house has a nice, by whole sign at least, connection with the body. So that is going to be something. And that's a nice thing that the ascendant and the sun are in this relationship. So that's one thing that I would talk about with this person. Having any sort of like, making sure to take time to enjoy the things of life. We're not talking about overindulging, but I could see that maybe as something that comes up in a sun that might have some harsher aspects, maybe just like excess possibly. But I would, what are things that you like doing? Are you good at creative arts? Do you play guitar? Do you play an instrument, period? Or do you like to paint? And this doesn't just stick to just like what you would typically put into art. You could be really excited to have pleasurable, like you could be like science, this could be mathematics, maybe it's construction, maybe it's carpentry, maybe it's flower arrangement, whatever it is. But I think that the more that you have that thing that just has you, that's really helping you express yourself, and like you're you, like that's really, I think, something important, to have that relationship with the imagination. That inner child is another thing. Just, it's not even just about having children, but having a good relationship, I think, with that inner child and fostering those imaginations. Think about the things that you wanted to do as a kid, and what are some ways to incorporate that in a practical sense. I remember saying that I wanted to be, one of the first things I wanted to be was like an astronaut, and so here we are, an astrologer. I'd say, we're in the ballpark. So that's just something to think about there. But I would also say working with kids. I would, oh my goodness, if I had a child, I would love someone who'd have this placement. I think that there's something about, I think children could bring about good fortune for you, as far as like maybe building. One, it keeps you in touch with your inner child, but it's helping other children foster their imaginations and learning how to turn those things and really seeing the creative potential in others. There's something really magical about that. I can see this as a really great storyteller. This Leo, kind of Leo sun, fifth house. Yeah, really, really a lot of cool things that I could see kind of manifesting with this. And you know what? Thinking about that sun with the like leadership in things, this could be something where you get recognized for your again, whatever it is that you find desirable, something that you turn into a hobby. You can make it a career potentially if that's something that you desire, or maybe make it like get some little side income that's come with it, have it like a hustle, or maybe have it as your main thing and do it, have other little side things. But any sort of outlet, I would make sure and be mindful about if there's something that's suppressing that, what's going on with that. Again, if maybe the sun was going through some harsh aspects possibly, I could see this where, yeah, like you could get some really good, like some insights if you are having some kind of blockages around that in that sort of area. I would say, yeah, kind of look into that. Don't try not to suppress that, because I find that's when I could see a lot of the excess happening, where it becomes a bit debauch in a sense. So that would be just something to keep in mind there. I just thought with it being like the house of romance, when maybe you could decide to go backpacking one day, or maybe go on a vacation and take up a lover for a weekend. Have a fun time. Be in love. Be in that energy of, yeah, flirtation, and just like, yeah, just I don't know, just something there about just something very abundant with the sun in Leo, something very, this like fecundity and all of those kind of very prosperous, a very fertile energy I could see that manifesting as. So you may find yourself, having good fortune with children. Maybe I get to see just like maybe just having that kind of loving household, or there just being a lot of joy and love in that as well, in those relationship with kids and things. And yeah, so that's those are just some rough things that I could, just kind of meditating on that. But if you have this placement, or if anything, if you know someone who has this placement, leave in the comments below how this is manifesting. I would love to. I love Leo energy. I have a bunch of Leo in my chart. So I think that's a really fun placement for the sun to be one, very, very joyful there. So yeah, I would love to hear about that and how you work with that. And if you're wanting to work with these, get to know your chart more personally, down in the description box below, I have links for the services that I provide. And also on this channel, I do talk about weekly transits and how to work with this energy. So we're in, actually, when I'm recording this, we're in Aquarius season. So the sun would be opposing your sun in your 11th house right now. How are you? Do you have any hopes and dreams right now? So these could be some questions that you're asking yourself each year, like, so just some things to think about there. And also, if you want to work with the moon, down in the description box is a link for my other channel, The Cherryden Friends. And though I talk about it through the sign of Cancer, this is for anybody. We all have Cancer in our chart, and we all benefit from the moon. So, but until next time, stay mindful out there. Keep raising that vibration through the roof. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.